Franco from the Global Chamber, and this is our monthly Global Chamber Africa meetup. This time led by Patrizia in South Africa. So we a couple of months ago we decided with Patrizia for her to run one of these events every 2 months or something, or quarterly, something like that. So the idea is to touch base with South Africa and learn what's happening down there, but then having all of you involved in the discussion and following up as well. So Patricia, thank you. If you can give us an update about South Africa, give us a little bit about you for those who are meeting you today for the first time. And then I'll be around and happy to facilitate as well. Thank you, Patricia.
Thank you, Caesar. Hi, everyone. I'm Patrizia, Pat for an easier, if it's easier. So South Africa, I feel, has got so much potential. There's a lot of SMEs, there's a lot of businesses that are wanting to get in touch globally with other businesses, just to be able to grow the country as a whole. We are only now coming into the AI side for South Africa. We've got some exciting things happening in October for the month here in South Africa. We've got the top gender, top woman led businesses in South Africa happening now on the 18th and the 19th of October, as well as we've got the big AI Expo happening in South Africa, which is a nice nice event to get businesses involved in the new technologies that are happening worldwide and everywhere globally. So I think South Africa has got so much potential, and we need to network to be able to grow our businesses globally. And this is the perfect forum to be able to do it, to see if there are people that are outside of South Africa that are willing to network with South Africans and South African businesses so that we can grow globally. I'm going to leave it with good news. I don't want to give any bad news for South Africa. I think globally we've all got crisis and things happening, but let's keep it all on the positive notes and just trying to grow the economy and trying to do good and just assisting as businesses as well, where businesses get involved with NGOs to assist those that are less fortunate to grow the communities and help in that sense. So that's South Africa as a whole, but a lot of potential. So for anybody that would like to get involved and has anything, that they're able to offer, please just get in touch with me, and I can help wherever I can to connect you. So, and then Cesar, we can start with going around the room and just introductions. And I'm going to give just a brief introduction of what I do, Bonandini Consulting, and then we'll start going around the room just to have everybody introduce themselves. So I have worked in finance for close to 30 years of my life. And years ago, I was involved in business intelligence, finance and business intelligence, and then got involved in AI. After my employer died of COVID, I had worked for him as a managing director and a trustee of his businesses and family trusts, and then he passed away, and I started consulting 3 years ago. And since then, I've looked at the AI route. So we consult with AI, business intelligence, finance, and just making sure that businesses that are traditionally run are assisted in understanding how they can better structure their business for the way of the future so that they don't get left behind in the future. So if there's anything in that sense that I can assist with, please let me know. I would love to be of assistance and work with you. So I am going to start with, we can start Yuka, if you would like to introduce yourself and tell us a bit about yourself and who you would like to work with. Thank you.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Yuka. Thank you very much for hosting this, Patrizia. Patrizia. I don't know how I can pronounce your name correctly.
It's fine. It's fine. Pat's also fine.
Pat. Okay. And I am the executive director of Global Chamber Barcelona, and the first alliance agreement I signed last month was the Center Euro Africa, and we already did one event. They did an event, and I was invited to moderate and be present and to drive participants there. So I'm already starting to support African economy from Barcelona. And I have some specific requests to you later on, because I have some names and some countries, some names and some businesses that I'm seeking to help. And what I'm looking for is to enroll them in the nearest global chamber. And from there, maybe we can do something about it. And one of them is in Paris, that I can help from here, but those people who flew into Barcelona to do the event, I need to affiliate them first in Africa with you, and then to drive the export, because these people are looking into export, and I have certain feedback how we can receive people from Africa based on this experience as well. So, and apart from that, I'm organizing an event in Dublin next spring, which is not directly connected to Global Chamber, but these are supporting for neurodivergent, mentally, physically disabled female business owners, entrepreneurs. And we signed some kind of agreement with a company in South Africa, and I believe some other country in Africa. And we are helping female entrepreneurs with disabilities. So maybe here I could ask you for help. So that's what I'm seeking. Thank you very much.
Thank you, with pleasure. Thank you so much, Yuka. Looking forward to it. Thank you. Cecile, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, good morning, good
Thank you.
afternoon to everyone. My name is Cecil Williams. I'm in San Antonio, Texas, and my company, BTE Import Export, is involved in the food and beverage industry. And we seek brands that are not necessarily would be called health food, but they sort of contribute to, not sort of, but they contribute to a healthy lifestyle. And I am interested in speaking with wholesalers, importers that are seeking food and beverage items. In fact, my wife and I have a strong desire to be in South Africa, Cape Town to be exact, sometime in the early part of November. But it's not guaranteed yet. But right now, it's sort of sitting on the 50-50 window. But at that particular time, if we are able to make that trip, I'd like to have the opportunity to meet with one or two wholesalers or importers of food and beverage items.
Thank
The
you.
one brand,
Wonderful. Thanks so
thank
much.
you. If I may say this, the one brand that I'm most interested in having a conversation about is our plant-based food items. They are desserts, primarily cookies, brownies, other vegan type of products, but the whole premise of the product itself is on plant-based.
Understood. Thank you so
Mhm.
much.
Thank
Looking
you.
forward to your Cape Town trip.
I hope we make it. Thank you.
Yes, for sure. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Jacob, we'll just work down the list. Thank you.
Yes, hey, and glad to be here with everyone. So, my international development journey really started in South Africa. Uh, I was working with a startup, volunteering with the startup NGO that was going to do work in the Eastern Cape, and so a lot of great relationships in South Africa and early and foundational relationships in my recent career journey. And so a little bit about me, I'm also sort of venturing into the consulting world, but I'm an innovative strategist and connector. I weave networks, foster community engagement, and harness systems thinking to design solutions that resonate globally. Through authentic partnerships and culturally tuned strategies, I help organizations navigate, disrupt, and flourish in the global landscape. And so with South Africa, there's so much, so like especially in the Eastern Cape. I mean, I was really drawn to hearing stories of all of the leaders that have emerged from that region. And then on the flip side, just how much support communities and cities need in that region. And it's really why I'm drawn to networks like the Global Chamber, because I see the private sector is playing a important role in connecting with local community-based organizations, NGOs working and finding ways to really creatively solve some of these problems, specifically with malnutrition and lack of food. And so, Cecil, your work is really important, especially in the Eastern Cape. So glad to be here and learn from all of you, and always here to support and chat with those that want to talk.
Thank you so much, Jacob. Thank you. We were actually watching, there's a program in South Africa called Carte Blanche, and the one area that they were discussing was the Eastern Cape. So it's dire there for sure. So a lot of help needed there. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hi, Ed.
How are you doing?
Fine, and you? Nice to
Good.
see
Good to
you
see y'all.
again.
Good to see everybody again. Wow.
Yes.
It seems like this call is growing larger and larger each time I come on. For those of you all that don't know me, my name is Ed Pope. I am the owner of Digital Genetics. We're based in Texas, and we actually just came from a very long business trip in Cape Town, South Africa. We're going to put an office there that looks like here over the next 120, 180 days. I'm also the chairman for Houston, Texas, for the Global Chamber. So actually Houston and Austin as of a few weeks ago. So I'm just really excited at all of the different people in the different industries that are represented here. And please connect with me on LinkedIn. Let me digress. My company, we're a digital technology integrator uh, that deals with infrastructure, hardware, digital media, and digital transformation solutions on a global scale. We can help with satellite internet, telecom, data centers, going all the way down to creating powerful digital presence on social media. And we were invited to come to Cape Town because of some of the load bearing issues that's been going on there. We actually created a solar data center where we're not dependent on standardized power solutions there. So we can operate from solar power. We can operate from batteries that charge from solar power there. So it was a very successful trip and beautiful, beautiful. I've been to Johannesburg, but I love Cape Town. I think it's actually the next Silicon Valley. I do. I believe that. I believe that we can work through some infrastructure issues. So thank you all so much. Please connect with me on LinkedIn.
Thank you so much, Ed. Sounds very interesting on the solar side. That's amazing. Considering the issues South Africa has, yes, with that.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Well, I hope one day. I know I had a dinner with a nuclear physicist that was there, so I know they're looking into doing nuclear power, and it was actually at the time that they were having the BRICS meeting with all of the prime ministers. That at the same time, I think we stayed at the Table Bay Hotel.
Yes.
Phenomenal, bar none. Phenomenal. It was just a great trip.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Looking forward to chatting a bit more about the solar. Definitely.
Definitely. And
Thank you,
when
Ed.
I come in, I want to make sure I spend some time. I think you're in Johannesburg, right?
I am in the Western Cape, about 5 hours away from Cape Town,
Okay,
in
okay,
Knysna. Yes,
okay. But I would love to meet you in person if it's possible.
absolutely. Let me know when you're next here.
I will. I will do that.
Thank you so much, Ed. Hi, Nee. How are you?
Hi, Patrizia.
Hi.
I'm fine.
Good.
Thank you very much. I'm fine. Fine. How are you too?
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Yeah. Um, I can say this about Nigeria. As usual, agriculture will be something always on the front line for investment interest in Nigeria. To some degree, FCMG or FMCG, as the case may be, definitely always on the front burner. But when it comes to agriculture, I should say also that the infrastructure is very important, because what you have is that you have a lot of produce come from the farmlands, but you're not able to sustain them to get to where it's needed in the urban area. So anyone interested, definitely that's an area to watch out for. ICT for Nigeria, always Nigeria has a huge telecoms industry at the moment, probably 70–80% of the African share. So it's always of interest to investors and potential investors. We also have a growing, of course, tech market. A lot of investments going into that channel with quite a number of other African countries. So we're always interested to discuss that at this stage. Government is helping these days gradually with the right kind of policies for ICT. So we expect tech also to benefit a lot from that. There are challenges, of course, exchange rate, local economy suffering from fuel issues, and power challenges, similar to South Africa, but definitely these are not insurmountable, and in some cases, there are actually opportunities for leverage in the investment. So I'll leave it there for now for Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Nee. Thank you. Next, we have Julian Whiting. Hi. Looks very cold there.
It looks very what?
Cold.
Cold, yeah,
Are
it's
you in the
cold. Well,
snow?
well, yeah. Well, I will be soon because I'm doing some Santa positions this Christmas. What a joy that is. And yeah, so I'm
Lovely.
looking forward to that. Yeah. And do you want to just do what I do, right?
Please do. Yes, please.
Well, I'm an actually honest, decent person, which is rare in business, right? And I love connecting people. I'm involved with safeguarding, really passionate about raising standards globally on that. Involved with affordable housing. We're going to nail it in the UK. We just need honest government people to recognise the community focus we have. But also I do appointment setting. So I don't care who I talk to. I just love it making things happen, bringing people together rather than people spending a fortune on adverts. One chap said through networking, he said, Julian, you've done more for me in 2 hours than Google Ads has done in 6 months. So I think sometimes we've just got to raise the game and actually telling people what we do. You can't do everything, but it's good to share and network and be honest and open. So yeah, to Ed Pope, I worked with that same guy and he saved Virgin 16 million in 1 year because they were trying to put firewalls into airports. for £16,000 a pop. He said, you can do it for 1,600. They agreed. Everybody happy. Honesty, decency, and truth. That's all you need in business. Let's have some fun. Thank you.
Wonderful. Absolutely agree. Yes, it's the way to go. Thank you, Julian. Cliff, please introduce yourself. Welcome. Cliff, can you hear?
Sorry.
There we go. Thank you, thank you. Welcome.
Yes. Thank you very much. How are you, everyone? Greetings from Kenya here.
Thank you.
My name is Cliff Mboya. I'll be heading the Kenyan Nairobi Global Chambers as the new ED. I'm glad to be with you guys here and looking forward to meeting with some of you people and doing also business. I'm in the business development industry as a consultant, and also doing investment in terms of startups here in Kenya. Currently working on a sports management company. That is a wide gap that we noticed that is missing. But on overall, I'm heading a company called Bay Group Limited, which is a business consultancy company, and also does a bit of leadership coaching and helping investors settle here in Kenya and it's Eastern Africa. On the vocation side, I'm also a chairman of Volunteers Network of Kenya. So in case you are in Kenya and you're looking for volunteers who can work with you on various issues in different parts of the country, you're also welcome to work with us. That's an NGO that I'm chairing also here in Kenya. And as an ED of Global Chambers, we are looking to inviting you guys to join us in Nairobi, in Kenya, to do business with us, because now business is also growing, and there's a chance of you guys settling here comfortably without having to be having any problem. If you ever need anyone to assistance on the ground, we have the capacity to give you the kind of the assistance you need on the ground. And anywhere around in Kenya, we have a great network that will help you here. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Cliff. Thank you. Next, we have Santosh.
Hey, thanks, Pat, for
Hi.
giving me this opportunity. And I'm Santosh here. I'm based in Bangalore, in India, and I'm involved in food exports. We're into various FMCG products from India, and currently we've been exporting to Middle East, Southeast Asian markets, and Gulf markets, as well as European markets. And we do have overseas offices in Maldives, Sri Lanka, and Dubai. And looking forward to connecting with various markets. South Africa has been a market for us. We had supplied few rice shipments, maybe pre-COVID, but then exploring new opportunities to work with South Africans. So yeah, that's me, and I'm also the executive director for Global Chamber in Bangalore. And any help that you need in Bangalore, would love to connect with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Santosh. Thank you. Next, we have Dwight.
Good morning, good evening, all. This is Dwight Winkler here. I'm calling in from Phoenix, Arizona. Briefly, my focus area is cross-border trade financing. So I can work with exporters, importers on any of their trade financing requirements that they may need and how they can best structure it so that they can mitigate their risks. And I guess what I'd like to say is, in case of South Africa, and obviously I can't get into the details, but recently was brought into a late stage transaction between South Africa and a country outside in the Asia arena, in that on an export out of South Africa of a mineral product. Late stage, I was brought in to ask for some advice on it. Why I say late stage? Because contracts were in place, letters of credit were in place, and in summary, it was all in favor of the buyer and unfavorable for the exporter. So in the case of South Africa or any of the other countries that are represented on here, I would prefer to be brought in early stage before contracts are signed, before the commercial arrangements are fully etched in stone, so that there's an opportunity to at least have an equitable, fair arrangement for the commercials, and if there's, especially if there's financing involved, which in the case I was citing in that had. So unfortunately, there was, other than giving them some advice on how they might re-engineer the deal, it's very difficult once you have a lot of the structure in place to unwind it and then redo it. So again, looking for companies that are exporting or importing and need some help on the very front end, better earlier than later. And my profile is in the chat in that, and you can connect with me on LinkedIn.
Thank you very much, Dwight. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Who have we got next? Susan. Susan, hi.
Hear me?
Hello. Hi.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome.
Thank you. I'm Susan Osayande, and I am presently doing my master's at Auburn University in the US. But I'm from Nigeria, and I've worked in the profit and the non-profit sector back in Nigeria. And at the moment, I'm trying to work on my research to see how I can a bit of connect the profit sectors and the non-profit sector. So being part of the global chambers, I've realized that that's actually possible with the connection at global chambers. And so that's why I'm here. Thank you.
Welcome. And that's very interesting. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Who have we got next? Josephine, hi. Oh, I see it's the autopilot. Okay. So the next is, I hope I say this right, Say Liana. Oh, it's an autopilot. Okay, so we'll leave those as well. Ruby, hi.
Hi everyone, I'm Ruby Golo and I'm based in Accra, Ghana. I'm in the business of helping companies to export their products and services to Ghana. We do cover other African countries as well. So if you have any products or services and you are looking to explore our markets, then please do get in touch. I am also the global advisor for Global Chamber here in Accra. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, Ruby. Thank you. Good. Gifty, hi.
Hi.
Welcome.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, good day from Ghana. Hi, everyone. My name is Gifty. I'm currently based in Accra, Ghana. I presently lead the Global Chamber Accra chapter. Basically, we coordinate events, and then we are also happy to collaborate with other countries. South Africa, Africa especially. We recently had the FDI summit, brainstorming on all the investment options. As many businesses here in Ghana are looking forward to have partners from all over Africa and then the world. So these are some of the opportunities that are available. We are happy to collaborate. And usually we have monthly meetings the last Tuesday of every month. We'll be happy to have everyone join us this upcoming networking event on the 31st of this month, usually at 2 p.m. GMT or 10 a.m. EST. I would like to talk briefly about what I do. I am an an HR consultant also here in Ghana. I have a business into HR consultancy. We just currently celebrated our 4th year, and we'll be looking also to collaborate with other investors. Basically, we are into the business of employment and digital job solutions here in Ghana and Africa. We have broadened our reach quite a bit in Europe, by just quite a bit. So basically, this is what we are about, and we'll be happy to do business with South Africa as well. Thank you.
And Gifty, is it specific? HR, yes, you said HR. Sorry, I was going to say, is it a specific recruitment, department? But you mentioned HR. Apologies.
Yes, so we have basically we have two websites. The business is segmented, though integrated as well. So the HR consultancy that caters for HR solutions for businesses, which includes the talent management, helping you to structure in terms of policy. For emerging businesses from Europe and Africa, probably you would like to know what um, the labor law says about businesses. When you're setting up a business in Ghana, things you must know when you're hiring talents. How do you coordinate maybe employment issues and all that? We take care of that. If you want to upskill your talent when it comes to training, we support you with that. And then we have the platform that provides the jobs. Provides the jobs. We are working behind the scenes to upgrade the platform, but the platform provides jobs just like any job platform. So that is big jobs. We call it big jobs. So it's a platform that enables employers to publish their jobs and then find talent easy. So these are the two integrated solutions that we have when it comes to the HR and also when the digital jobs technology solution. So we are currently looking for partners, investors from anywhere in the world who are interested in our business, interested in collaborating, supporting, or any type of investments that they would like to support with.
Thank you so much, Gifty. Thank you.
You're
I
welcome.
think, thank you. I am looking, I see we have all had a chance to, I haven't missed anybody. No, we have all had a chance to have a discussion. Has everybody left their details in the chat so that we can connect on LinkedIn? That will be great. And Doug, I will hand over to you. Hi.
Hey there, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Oh, great. Hey, I wanted to mention and kind of follow up on what Dwight Winkler said. That was a deal that came in. I forget exactly where it came in, somehow through me. And when I looked at it, it looked pretty complex. And then I handed it to Dwight with a few caveats. And I was just so impressed by the way he dissected it and analyzed it. And it reminded me of how a couple different things. Number one is, these deals that can be built on trade can be very complex and complicated and well beyond the normal capabilities of a normal human. And Dwight is not normal. He's very detail oriented and very experienced in this. And so he was able to evaluate it and then very articulately explain to the person that the deal was not structured properly. And so it reminded me again, whether it's these types of deals with export financing or others that are involved with international business, they can get very complicated, and we should be speaking with people that know what they're doing. So when you asked Gifty about the work that she does on the HR side of things, she knows more than than other folks know how to handle these things, and that solves two problems. Number one is it doesn't create problems like the problem that Dwight was trying to uncover and did uncover. And number two is, just to get success to happen a lot quicker. So it just reemphasizes how important the global tribe is. And so if any of you are having challenges with whatever it is, banking, finance, legal, finding clients, which is what we do really well, reach out, get help. Don't feel like you need to struggle on your own. There are a group of us, many thousands of us around the world that are available to help. And so I wanted to make that point really clear, Patrizia.
Thank you. Agreed.
You are an expert in artificial intelligence as well. And so there's an example of, everybody should be knowing AI at this point and be at least generally familiar with it. And then hopefully many of you have started to understand it at a deeper level so that you can start to use it in your business, even if it's just business development type of activity. At this point, Patrizia, where should we be thinking? Where should a normal person, if you will, in business that's doing global business, how much knowledge should we have of artificial intelligence? And then how should we keep up to date with that?
Doug, I would look at, we've all got to look at our processes in business because there are so many things that AI can actually do to expedite what we're doing, and not necessarily, I know there's a lot of talk that it's going to replace people, but AI will always need the person to guide the decision behind the process. So it's never a case of it replacing the human. It's a case of the human being in business learning the AI to help them with their processes and help them become more productive, and actually put something in place, an AI tool that can help you, whether it's finance, HR, import and export, legal, it can be anything you like, medically, anything in any industry, and just decide what you need as put an AI tool in place so that you can do the high level decisions. Sorry, I'm moving my hands. I'm Italian. I try not to, but they go anyway. But I would put that AI tool in place just so that you can focus on the high level decisions and also have the time to expand your business globally, because you're not doing those tasks that can be done by an AI tool nowadays. But never worry that it will replace you. And even, Doug, with little things, I know ChatGPT is widely known now, and it's fine, even using that just to help you streamline certain things. Use it to your advantage. Even though that is generative AI, we're not talking about an AI tool that you can put in specific to finance or HR or whatever industry you're in. But definitely learn what's out there and just keep up to date and read up about it, just so that you become familiar with what it can do, because we are evolving. And the ones that don't put AI in place in their businesses, unfortunately, will get left behind. It's unfortunate, but it is the case.
Absolutely. I totally agree. So talk to Patrizia, talk to Colin Christie. I think two of the last three global sales meetings that we do that monthly. Two of the last three have been on ChatGPT and using artificial intelligence in your business development side of it. So definitely keep up to date through the global tribe. Just 4 quick updates, Patrizia. Number one is the Africa FDI event that we did last month was off the charts amazing. Nihi Sanusi deserves a lot of credit for pulling all of that together. I would say most of the credit. Just an all-star cast of people. That'll be up on our blog post soon. If you missed it, I highly recommend you watch it. And what's kind of fun now is that that's going to be an ongoing conversation, not just discussing with experts about investing in Africa, but specific projects that are coming. And so Nihi again is working on that along with Courtney Finger and others. So watch for that. It may end up being a monthly event next year in 2024. We already do monthly events, multiple events like this one. The Accra chapter has a monthly event. The next one is coming up on Tuesday, the 31st. Cliff talked about having a regular Nairobi event, and several of the other chapters are doing something similar. So we, by next year, we'll have a number of events. We, Global Chamber, will have a number of events every month to hopefully point people in the right direction to the right people to make the right investments and do the best trading. And then finally, or actually almost finally, I want to make sure that if you have some ideas for people in different cities across Africa that could be either a global advisor or an executive director for Global Chamber, please let me know. I'm getting back into that right now and getting caught up, number one. And number two is ideally having by the end of next year every one of the chapters built out in Africa. And after actually now reading, it's kind of a weird inspiration, but after reading Barack Obama's story of how he was able to pull people together to follow him, I got a bunch of ideas, and I think it's going to work. So I think if we all work together and we work in an aligned way, we'll be able to get all the chapters built in Africa. And that'll help all of us because we'll have just a bigger, wider network to work with and to trust. And finally, I wanted to mention this week's book author program. And I know, Patrizia, you've been involved in that as well. And I'm just so proud and pleased that a lady named Anna Rosling Runland is one of the authors. Collectively, the four people in this meeting on Wednesday have written 20 books. So they're very prolific. But Anna is a special case. She is someone, she's the daughter of Hans Rosling from Sweden. And Hans formed along, it turns out, with Anna, they co-founded Gapminder. And Gapminder, to me, for the last dozen years or so, once I discovered who they were, has been really instrumental, I mean, way more than me, for so many millions of people around the world to cut through the nonsense and the noise and the misinformation that we have around the world about what global means and what the value of global is. And they just hit people with the facts. And it's just so refreshing. It's definitely needs to be more of our future because with artificial intelligence and with propaganda and with all sorts of nonsense out there, facts are precious, like gold nuggets. And Gapminder has focused in on that for a dozen years. And so in today's newsletter, which actually went out to both members and non-members, at the top you'll see a picture of Anna, and in one of the links is the link to sign up for Wednesday. I highly recommend you attend that event. And number two is the other link there, if you haven't seen it, is one of those things that you need to see. It's 5 minutes with Hans Rosling, 200 years of human history, and 200 years of wealth and health tracked and by country. And it's a fascinating view of what's happening in the world. And fundamentally, the story is the world is getting better. Despite what you hear, the world is getting better. And they've shown that in that data, and it continues. Anna, actually, the graphic that you'll see there, Anna was the one that developed that graphic, and she has patents around that as well. So I highly recommend, for multiple reasons, to be in touch on Wednesday there, and let's stay in touch. So Patrizia, thank you so much for leading today's conversation and really giving me the opportunity also to update on these points.
Thank you, Doug, so much. And thank you everybody for attending. Thank you for for your time.
Maybe we should go to Cesar for anything that's coming up that we should be aware of. Cesar, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, Doug. And thanks, Patrizia, for moderating today. I just would like to mention a couple of the other events that are coming up this week, and one is that the Latin America Spanish event that we're doing monthly is coming up on Wednesday. So anyone of you speaking Spanish and wants to jump in and network a little bit, feel free to do it. We're going to be covering foreign exchange. Might have a little bit of focus on Mexican peso and US dollar, but it's still very open to the region. And also we have our monthly virtual League of Opportunities. That's our master event on Friday. And so make sure you register for that one. We're getting a really good number of people there, a lot of networking in the chat while the members are presenting. So I certainly invite you all to join us on Friday as well. So I think those were the two I wanted to mention. And I don't know, I will leave the room open. So if anyone else have something to add, an upcoming event or something, feel free to.
It's not too late, by the way, to go on Lanier Robbins' trade mission to the UK. So she has two of them. It's in the newsletter. There's one that goes to northern UK and to Scotland, and the other one goes to Ireland and I think a couple cities in the UK as well. And so she's actually leaving later this week for that trip. It's coming up around like the 31st or something like that. So there's only a couple more weeks for you to get involved, but go to the website or go to the newsletter. It's in the newsletter and check that out. Lanier has quite 2 different weeks planned that are both really fascinating if that's a region of the world that you'd like to understand more. Back to you, Patrizia, to shut us down. Any final comments?
No, just thank you so much. And I look very forward to networking with all of you if possible. So please, get in contact. If I can help in any way, please let me know. I'd love to be involved. Thank you.
Thank you, Patrizia.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you all for your time.
Have
Thank you.
Bye.
You too. Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.